I watched the Braxtons this morning on YouTube. So that would be season 2, episode 7, all about Towanda's wedding. Of course, Tamar was uninvited, so she goes to talk about her new CD coming out. And she meets with the person she has this podcast with to talk about the Sisters Girls trip that is coming up, which would be the next episode that I also happen to see on YouTube. I don't know if that was an accident or not. So that would be episode 8. And of course, Towanda doesn't come because Trina says that she is on her honeymoon. At the wedding, Trina has to leave early because her husband has an episode because he's having, complications with his heart. And I'm waiting on my daughter to get donuts for the student council. Not for everybody. She's probably getting 2 boxes when we should be getting her onto the daycare to go to school. However, I digress. So I thought I would take the time, since I'm not moving in this rain, to talk to you about the show. Towanda's dress was beautiful. But being an old school kind of person, I would have preferred, instead of her wearing that beautiful lilac with the sparkles, it was definitely beautiful, maybe off-white. I'm just a fan of white somehow for a wedding. So off-white would have been okay. And then everybody else, lilac or a shade of purple. And the brown was nice too, that Trina and Tony had on. Of course, Miss E was there with her date, the older man, Larry. I happened to see Judge Maybelline in the audience when they were at the wedding reception. Of course, the dad walked Towanda down the aisle. And that pretty much was it. However, Towanda did reveal herself when she pulled up to the venue. And I mean, she went off. I know brides, have a lot of going on. They want the day to go well. They've been going probably without sleep for days at a time, thinking about all the details of their wedding. But I mean, she was throwing some cursing words at this gentleman about somebody's in her parking space and they need to move right now, that there is not a parking space for the bride. And so the gentleman did come out to move his car, but he jokingly said to her fiance, who's now her husband, Sean, that we can leave right now when he came in. You don't have to do this. So, I'm not surprised that this calm demeanor that Towanda tries to show us really is on edge, because we've seen her, go off on Tamar over the seasons on their other show. I digress. It's just that I'm not liking her too much now. I can see how she really dislikes her sister. And at this retreat that we'll see out in the next episode that I also happen to see, as I mentioned, Tamar pretends that Towanda is there by having a blow-up doll that she carries around. And I think she's carrying it around out of love. Like, you're going to participate one way or the other. She stuffs the mouth with like food and everything. So to me, it's funny. It's not meant to be disrespectful. And of course, as Trina said, Tracy is there in spirit. And that's what stood out. Towanda also boohooed though. Okay, here's my daughter. Towanda boohooed at her wedding, as brides typically do. They would cry because they're just thinking about, they're here now at this moment and they are marrying the love of their life. I want everybody to have a great Friday. We certainly will. This is the last day before, she smiled, before Thanksgiving break. Peace and blessings.